The man certainly knows how to entertain, even if it's for 30 seconds. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Stephen King cameos.
Thanks, hon.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at our favorite Stephen King cameos and ranking them based on his performance, the surprise factor, and most of all, their sense of fun. We won't just be including cameos in his own works. Anything and everything King has appeared in is fair game.
And that key he tied to the end of a kite, it opened the gates of hell!
Number 10, Stephen King's The Shining. No, you didn't somehow miss Stephen King and Kubrick's The Shining. King actually appears in the less acclaimed miniseries from 1997, although we wouldn't blame you if you didn't know this due to, never having seen it. King briefly appears as an energetic band leader who's conducting a performance of the Andrews Sisters' Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. He's only on screen for about 5 seconds, but he instantly makes an impression due to his wacky dancing and kinda creepy pencil mustache. Not his greatest look, but hey, it works for the scene. Number 9, The Langoliers.
So, give us your report, Craig.
Chalk this up as another ridiculous look for Mr. King. King briefly appears in The Langoliers as Craig Toomey's boss, Tom Holby. King appears complete with a bushy mustache, giant glasses, and flattened hair, and asks Craig, who is in a state of delirium, for a report. Even though he only has a few lines, he respectably captures the typical slimy, greedy boss archetype, complete with a gluttonous smile as he mentions the money.
Tell us how much money you made for us.
While we wouldn't quite give him a starring role, King proves some basic acting chops in this role, a departure from his typical, more comedic cameos.
I lost money for you! I lost $43 million!
Number 8, Kingdom Hospital.
Hello. How are you?
In Kingdom Hospital, we only see the character King plays in the very last episode of this one-season TV series, despite mentions of Johnny B. Goode throughout. Good is a maintenance man at Kingdom Hospital who ultimately helps Dr. Stegman locate Abel and Krista.
It's nice to finally meet you in person. Hey, Doc.
King's performance here is delightfully creepy, aided by the dark lighting, King's slow, menacing speech, and that terrifically unsettling thing he does with his teeth. Seriously? That was scarier than some of his novels.
You're the one who looks like he could use a vacation, Doc.
Number 7, The Simpsons.
What tale of horror and the macabre are you working on now?
Oh, I don't feel like writing horror right now.
Oh, that's too bad.
It seems like every celebrity worth a damn has appeared as themselves on The Simpsons, and Stephen King is no exception. Marge meets King and asks him what kind of horror story he's working on. King proudly responds that he has dropped the horror genre for now to write a biography of Benjamin Franklin.
He discovered electricity and used it to torture small animals and Green Mountain men.
However, King can't quite help himself as he tells Marge that Franklin supposedly tortured Green Mountain men with lightning and had a key that opened the gates of hell. It's always hilarious when celebrities poke fun at themselves, and it seems as if King is always game.
Well, let me know when you get back to horror.
Will do.
Number 6, Sleepwalkers.
I ain't taking the rap on this. I lock this place up every night. It's not my fault if every pervert, weirdo,
Well, don't talk to
horny
me. Go talk to someone in charge.
This quick 30-second scene is probably the only thing worth watching from Sleepwalkers. This scene brings 3 horror maestros together, beginning with Stephen King telling Tobe Hooper, director of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Salem's Lot, that he's not responsible for the misfits in the cemetery. After being told to go talk to someone else, King approaches Clive Barker, known for the Hellraiser and Candyman stories. You get 3 cameos for the price of 1, all notable horror icons and all in the same 30-second shot. This otherwise uneven movie does not deserve the epicness of this scene.
I don't need this action.
Okay, don't talk to me. Talk to the sheriff.
Number 5, The Stand.
You okay, ma'am?
The Stand is one of King's finest and most respected works, so it's only natural that he earns an extended cameo in the miniseries adaptation. In the miniseries, King plays Teddy Weezak, the man who brings Nadine Cross to Boulder after she leaves Larry in New York. He's also the man who spots Tom and Stu driving the snowmobile before telling Stu that his baby has the flu. It's a great extended cameo for the writer, and it allows him to have a more active role in what is generally considered to be his masterpiece.
It's the baby. It's come early, and it's got the flu.
Number 4, Maximum Overdrive. Maximum Overdrive has to be the dumbest and most ludicrous Stephen King movie of all time. But at least it doesn't take itself too seriously. Case in point, Stephen King's hilarious cameo as the shocked and offended ATM patron. King appears as a well-dressed man who approaches a none-too-friendly ATM.
Honey, come on over here, sugar buns.
King then famously turns to his sugar buns and tells her that the machine called him an asshole. We don't know what's funnier, King's goofy and super 80s sunglasses or his pronunciation of the profanity. Actually, never mind, it's all hilarious.
This machine just called me an asshole.
Number 3, Sons of Anarchy.
This is what I need.
As we've seen, King can be both hilarious and creepy. Turns out he can be badass as well. In an episode of Sons of Anarchy, King plays a cleaner named Bachman, an obvious nod to his pseudonym Richard Bachman. He appears rocking leather and long hair and proceeds to coolly request 80s music, a possible nod to his love of 1980s rock and roll. It was a totally surprising and somewhat pointless cameo, but it certainly wasn't detrimental to the episode. King nailed the role and looked cool as hell in the process.
I'm in the mood for some music. 80s.
I'll make that happen.
Number 2, Pet Sematary.
And now, may the Lord bless you and keep you.
Turns out that King can play pretty much anyone. In Pet Sematary, he appears as the minister at Gage's funeral. Like Sons of Anarchy, the cameo is surprising and quite random, as he doesn't do anything to stand out as himself. He's simply acting as a minister. That said, it's still an interesting and personal inclusion, especially when you consider that King's son Owen was almost killed in the exact same manner as Gage. Perhaps by acting out what could have been, King found himself some catharsis and peace.
And lift you up and give you peace. Amen.
Number 1, Creepshow.
Holy old Jesus.
King's performance as Jordy Verrill is the thing of horror legend. Well, okay, maybe not, but it is certainly memorable. King plays the lead role in the segment of this anthology movie called The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill, a story about a backwoods hick who comes into contact with a form of alien vegetation, which quickly spreads and leads Verrill to suicide.
Jesus Christ.
King is hilariously over the top in the role, and you could tell he's having a ton of fun playing a stereotypical bumpkin.
Oh, Jordy Verrill. You lunkhead.
His enthusiasm and passion transfer to the audience, making The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill one of the best and most entertaining stories of Creepshow.
Oh my God. What a...
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.